island where adulting takes its own vacation. South Padre is more than an island. It's the island. This is the island where even the grown-ups forget what day it is. South Padre is more than an island. It's the island.
Rev up your future with Texas Southmost College's Auto Body Repair Program. In just 2 semesters, you'll gain the skills to become an auto body repair specialist. Learn using industry standard iCar Academy to get you job ready fast. If you're ready to drive your career forward, TSC's Auto Body Repair Program is the place to start. Classes are filling fast, so visit tsc.edu and apply today.
If you've been in a car crash, call Kenny. We're available to take your call 24/7, and we don't charge a fee unless we win your case. When you're in a car crash, call Kenny. Call 999-1111 now for a free consultation.
At Tortilleria Ibañez, flavor starts fresh every day. Crispy flautas, homemade tamales, and our signature chicken salad, all made for you. Tortilleria Ibañez, tradition on every plate.
Come see me today here in McAllen, Texas, and turn your gold into opportunity.
No matter where you are in life, Texas Southmost College is here to help you move forward. Whether you're starting fresh, changing careers, or gaining new skills, TSC has affordable programs designed to fit your goals. It's time to take the next step. Think big. Think bright. Think TSC.
Kenny Perez came from a small town in Texas. At Kenny Perez Law, we won't stop fighting until our clients get what's rightfully theirs. We're right by your side, no matter what. Call Kenny Perez Injury Lawyers today, 956-999-1111.
This is the island where even the grown-ups forget what day it is. South Padre is more than an island. It's the island.
Welcome back, everybody, for another episode of On the Pitch with Coach Edward Rojas. We are live in the Student Center on a Monday morning, March 2nd. It's an asynchronous day, so there's no students here on campus, so we found our way to the Student Center. Good morning, Coach.
Good morning. Good morning.
Happy month of March, and the Bloodhound season lives on into the postseason. not our original start time. Coach Rojas had a TAPS meeting with the state information, all that info that we'll be sharing with you here in just a moment. But Bloodhounds are back in the state tournament for a fourth straight year.
Sure.
I mean, it's just what a last couple of days it's been since Thursday's match against St. Mary's Hall. And Coach, with the dust now settled, you're able to kind of just take in the weekend, get some rest. Just kind of you wake up Friday morning, and what was your or you go to bed that night. What's your thought?
Man, I couldn't sleep that day, to be honest with you. I was talking with my wife about it. I still can't explain what it feels. I think, how can I say it? Very emotional after the game. I was
Yep.
really nervous, like everyone. And I think I was talking to Profe. He was nervous too. He was like,
Yeah.
he looked at me the last 10 minutes. He was like, but overall, like, I still feel like it's a very special for me.
For sure.
So, very
Absolutely.
emotional.
Absolutely, all the emotions bottled up in one, and coming from someone who played soccer very briefly in his life when I was 8-9 years old, and then I didn't touch a soccer ball as a player for the rest of my life. Someone who didn't grow up with the sport the way you did, the team did respectfully, and just being able to embrace this sport the last 3 or 4 years that I've been here, seeing the ride from these seniors from the beginning to the end. It's just been quite the journey. It really has, and being lucky enough to be a part of those runs, and now you're a part of that journey this year, and for you to take on the expectation, the pressure that comes with it, and being able to direct this ship right back to Round Rock. I mean, it's just everyone's got their own story. Everyone's got their own backstory and just kind of how they feel about it.
Yes.
I think going into the playoffs 2 weeks ago, a week ago today, we were at the hotel fixing to get ready for Frassati.
That's true.
So even going into that matchup, there was some nerves. I think it was more just anticipation. You feel that way?
Yes, like just going
Just
through the days
getting
and
to the
everything.
game.
Yeah, getting to game day.
And I think I told you outside the hotel going to Frassati. I think I told you. I said we looked at the time and it was 11 o'clock, and I said, Coach, it's the last 2 hours that are the longest. Didn't I not say that?
Yes, you did.
It
We were
was-
like, oh, it is. It's like we're just waiting
Yeah.
for the time to come, and
'Cause the game was at 1, and we got to the field at a little bit
early.
before 12.
yeah,
So
before 12.
it's right down the street. But I remember, I was like, it's the last 2 hours, the last hour that are just the absolute longest. But what a ride it's been, Coach. And one thing that stands out to me is the St. Mary's game here the first time, where we get the red card. St. Mary's comes back. We wound up losing 3-2 after having that 1-0 lead early. And I can tell you that was one of the harder losses I've seen here. I mean, it was just a devastating loss, and the way Coach Tino went in and talked to the team and addressed the team about how there was still a whole second half of district left to play. The identity hasn't been set in stone. The story was still being written, and here we are back at state. And think about what that moment felt like then, and then what it feels like now, and just how much has changed since then.
It's been a roller coaster. Yes, like I said before, I think we were talking about it Thursday. Like I told you that the big games were really a challenge this year or this season, from what like Prophet told me, like from what you told me, and I was like always waiting for that big game to win. To win that one. Sadly, Sachs, we didn't get to beat them in district. St. Mary's until the second. And I think at this point we have proven what the team is really made of,
Yep.
I think they now feel more part of it, and I think that's what was missing on the team, like everyone feeling into it and buying into it. And I think that now it's another whole ball game
For sure. And I told you when we left St. Mary's that second time, I told Coach Tino on the phone that night that okay, sure, we didn't get the two goal.
Mm-hmm.
The goal
No,
was
for
to,
the two seed.
for the to get
Second
the
seed.
2 seed, yeah.
Mhm.
But the manner in which that team won, how they won, the emotion, the comeback, the 3.5 hour weather delay. We're just kind of sitting around. It was Valentine's Day. I know you had a date. Some of the older boys are like, my girlfriend's waiting for me, you know. But the way we won that game, I would take that momentum any time of the day.
Yeah.
Because I really think that, since then, this team has found a new belief.
Mhm.
They found some moxie. They refound that moxie. They
Mhm.
refound that momentum that they didn't have.
It's true.
And, yeah, and we've been riding that all the way, through into the postseason. And you can look at it this way, too. I know I do. The St. Mary's game, last game of the year, was a playoff game.
Mhm.
In my brain, it was a playoff game.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, we had already clinched, but we were looking to get that
Mhm.
second seed. There was a
Yeah.
purpose to that game. So, yeah, it's been a ride.
And a really good one too.
Absolutely. Going back to the Frassati game, just kind of looking back at that one, Coach, and just kind of breaking that one down. What were your thoughts? I thought early there was attacks on both sides. Both
Mhm.
teams came out very aggressive. Kudos to Frassati, the game they played, and
Yeah.
their student body was out. It was a really good environment that I enjoyed. It was a beautiful
Mhm.
day, mind you.
Yes.
But just
It
talk
was
about.
really sunny. It was really
Mhm,
good. Like
mhm.
it was a good day to play,
Mhm,
And like you said, the crowd, it makes
mhm,
a difference. You like it or not, and I think that's what motivate the Frassati team a
Mhm.
lot during the game.
Yep.
We went up 2-0 really quick during the first half, and I think it was gonna be more and more. But like I told the guys before, I think I put in some other players and kind of rest some of ours, so we could like balance things out. And I think the 2-1, it was fine with me.
mhm,
And after that, their goal, I think that
mhm.
having their crowd there was sounded really good. Like
Yeah.
goal, everyone yelling, and I was like not happy that they scored on us, but
Yeah.
it was
You
a
kind of
good.
get you kind of
Uh-huh.
get caught up in the moment, given
Yes.
that it's your first time. But, um, talk about them scoring that goal and just kind of went through that process, and because I keep
Mhm.
hearing the old adage is being up 2-0 is the worst score in
Oh
soccer.
yes, it is.
And as superstitious as I am, I
Mhm.
never brought that up
Yeah.
throughout the game because
No.
I'm just superstitious like that. But when they
Yes.
scored when they scored that first goal, I was like,
Yeah.
shoot.
Yes.
Here it comes, and I mean they had momentum for
Oh
Saudi
yes,
did.
they had momentum at the end of the game,
Mhm.
most of the part of it, right? And like you said, that 2-1 or 2-0, it's still not a good score to sit with,
Mhm.
right? And I was telling the boys like, hey, we were um not like unbalanced in the defense, but I think we got comfortable,
Mhm.
'cause we scored 2 goals and we were like, maybe we
Right.
got it already.
Right.
And I think that's what happened at the last 10 minutes. And like you said, they had momentum, but the good thing that our defense
Mhm.
woke up.
Absolutely, yeah, yeah. They certainly did, and how good was Pablo Escobar that game?
Oh, he was really good. He stopped a really
Yeah.
in the first half, right? First
Mhm.
half, he stopped a dangerous one
Mhm.
versus number 23.
Mhm.
He did really good in that one. A
And
good
then
save.
and then he threw out his cleat.
Yeah, he's clean on
Kinda
that one.
on that second. Was that the second one, right? In the
Yeah.
second half,
Yes.
I think.
Yeah, the second one too. And now shout out to him. He's
Yeah.
been doing really good.
Absolutely, yeah. Pablo Escobar, and what a story he's
Mhm.
been. Javi got hurt in the BISD tournament.
Yes.
And then Axel wasn't at the tournament, and then
Mhm.
I think you had to throw Marte in there to play
Yeah,
goalie,
Marte.
and then I think Pablo had just said, hey, like I can play goalie, and I asked him, I was like, when was the last time you played goalie? Mind you, Pablo's a senior, and he said the last time I played goalie, I was in 4th grade. And I was like, wow, that is very impressive. But yeah, he's certainly been playing very well, and then he had a clean sheet against St. Mary's.
St. Mary's. That's true.
How well did he do on Thursday?
No, he did excellent. And like you said before, I think since that start of that BSD tournament, I think he has showed up like, hey, I want to be here. I want to be part
Mm-hmm.
of the starting 11. And I think that means a lot to me,
Mm-hmm.
'cause Marte too, I think he was like, I'll be goalie coach. Don't
Yeah.
worry. I was like, well, let's
Yeah.
go. And I think, like I said, that also set the tone for us, 'cause we didn't have that goalie, position really set for, like, it was like up in the air for like who wanted it more.
Right.
And I think having Pablo, it was like, you
Yeah.
send it. It's a God gift.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Pablo's done a great job at the
And
goalie
yes.
position. Yeah, I know against St. Mary's going into that game, we have it was a quick turnaround too. Kudos to you and the kids, because mind you, we went up to Houston on Sunday, spent the night, woke up. The game was at 1. Played the game, drove back home, and you had Tuesday and Wednesday to prepare because the game was on a Thursday. And then it's a 2.5-hour ride from here to the A&M Corpus Christi. So talk about that quick turnaround and just how you guys were able to manage that.
Yes, at first we were like thinking, because I was asking you, remember, a lot, like,
Traditionally, it's on Saturday. Yes.
I was planning for Saturday, and then no, we played Thursday, and I was like, oh, so like, we had to obviously rest the boys when we came back Wednesday, watch a little bit about film, and then when after like a couple things that we wanted to do different against St. Mary's, because like the third game, it's now like more tactical, more on you don't want to mess up, because a game like this, it's like a little mess or a little I could say, like, it could cost you the whole game. So I think St. Mary's did a good game. Shout out to Coach Hill. He was devastated.
Oh man.
But when I was like, hey, it went to the last minutes, and I think any of us would have won it. So I was like, sorry for that, but we had to. But no, like I said, it was a short time to plan many things, but I think we executed really well.
Absolutely, yeah, and it was a quick turnaround. Again, credit to the boys for just really locking in and getting ready, and taking care of their bodies, and yeah, going into that matchup, I told you on the way up, was like, we know them, they know you, the book is out, there's no secrets, you are what you are at this point. You split the regular season, and now it's the rubber game, it's the rubber match, and just a matter of really, as cliche and corny as it sounds, it's really who wants it more and who can make the less mistakes. And I mean, that game, for it to be 0-0 the entire way, it was just as thrilling as a 0-0 game can be. Most people are probably like, how is that entertaining? How is that thrilling? If it's 0-0, it's kind of just, you had to be there to know what I mean, and you had to watch it live to know what I mean. Just the ebb and flows of that game. And, but I really do feel, and Wale told me at halftime, he's like, hey, defensively, we're doing pretty good. That St. Mary's really wasn't able to get many attacks. Talk about how well the defense played in that first half, particularly.
Nah, they did amazing. I think, like I told you before, we had already planned on taking that number 10 from them. And I think they did excellent. He just got to shoot probably 2. But it wasn't like shots to go. It was just baby kicks. But I think neutralizing him, they didn't have no other game plan, to be honest. And I think we did good on that. And that's what cost us a little bit on our attacking. We didn't get to attack that much. But I think what we did defensively is what counts the most.
For sure, absolutely. And then talk about obviously the goal of the day, the lone goal of the day, and that goal is going to live in St. Joe history for a long time. It's a goal that people are going to be talking about for a long time. You get the handball right outside of the box, and who better than Essa to get that opportunity?
The one and only. Now, when I saw the play, like I told you before, the Versati game, they weren't counting many handballs like that. So I was like, hopefully they count that one. And they did, and I was like, oh, this is it.
Yeah.
And then Profe was like, yeah, mételo ese pa irnos. And we were like, hopefully this is it. And I remember he puts the ball down. He's about to kick. And I was like, I can't see. So I turn around. And as I turn around, I just hear everyone yelling. And I was like, oh, he scored.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it felt really good.
Yeah.
I was like, and for the boys, everyone in the bench went crazy,
Yeah.
and I think it was a amazing goal.
Yeah, and the more people went back and watched it, they're like, man, where he put it up in that top right
Yes,
corner, it's a
the
hard
right corner.
spot to put it in, and I mean,
And take into consideration that it's on the goalie post. The goalie was in that one next to it,
mm-hmm.
and obviously, like when you put how can I say, the barrera,
Mm-hmm.
like your man in front of the one,
Mm-hmm.
you always put it like in the long side of the other post, right?
Okay.
So you could cover your post as a goalie.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, that one, to be honest, is really hard to score how he scored it. So I give him a lot of credit for
Makes
that
it
one.
all that more impressive.
Yes, and hey, he made it happen.
I mean, for him to have the courage, the guts, the want to just go up there and make that kick, and he took a second too. He took a long, deep breath before he kicked that ball, and then he makes it, and the emotion he showed, and we to be honest with you, we never really celebrate that much when we score goals. But that kind of goal, well, there was 2 minutes left.
Yes,
There was 2 minutes left in the game.
Yes.
And we're flirting with going into extra time and a golden ball rule,
Yeah.
right?
Penalties,
and
even penalties.
potentially penalties. Well, what I learned afterwards was that we would have gone to extra time, it would have been the golden
Golden
goal,
goal.
2 periods of golden goal, and then after that, if no one scored, then we would have gone to
Penalties.
PKs. So I was like, ooh, that's fun.
Another roller coaster.
That would have been fun. But for Esse, who's a senior, and I mean, he's been to 3 state championships. He's won 1, and for him to do that for himself and for his senior class, I mean, it means a lot, and to the
Yes.
school, to the program, and everybody. And it, like you said, it who better than Esse? He was one of the team captains, respectively, on this team, and for him to get that goal, it just means so much to him, his family. Obviously, he's getting to play with his cousins,
Yes.
but and most importantly, his younger brother, and what it means to that family, for them to play together on the soccer field and for them to share that moment together. I think that certainly means a lot.
It does. I think that's what I would have wanted too.
Mhm.
Because my
Yeah.
brother was gonna come in as a freshman, like Martin,
Mhm.
and I was a senior.
Yeah.
But sadly, he didn't want to play.
Yeah, absolutely. But certainly one of the bigger goals in program history, and just with the writing on the wall and the rivalry that became St. Mary's Hall last year and this year, and all of the rivalry nonsense this year that happened, just building up to that last game. And now, we turn the page to another district opponent, and that's San Antonio Christian, and a team that we lost to twice this year. A team that has always been neck and neck with St. Joe. They've won the district the last 2 years, prior to the Bloodhounds winning, I believe it was 4 or 5 straight district championships. So, same thing. 2 teams that know each other very well, district rivals. And again, it's just going to come down to who executes more. And it's a rematch, from last year's state semis. And Esse had the game-winning goal, a banger, against Sachs in the second half. The year before that, it was in the region final at Cabinets Field. So Sachs, they got a little bit of a score to settle. I know they feel that way.
Yes.
At the same time, for St. Joe and this soccer program, it's been there, done that once again. And again, you don't want to count these seniors out. But talk about the Sachs matchup and what excites you about the third matchup.
It's the one that counts the most.
Mm-hmm.
I think more than anything. And now I believe in the team. I think I don't want to get too so into them, to the other team.
Yeah.
But I think if we do what we did versus St. Mary's, just going in and thinking of what themselves have to do individually, I think the rest is going to come out by itself. So other than that, I think should be a good game. It's going to be a hard one, though. But I think it's going to be a very interesting one, too.
For sure. And, we will head up to Round Rock on Wednesday. And so we're obviously, we'll pray for safe travels for us as we head back up to Round Rock. So with the meeting earlier this morning, the information's already been shared on social media, on our Instagram and our Facebook account, but I'll go ahead and read it to you. It's going to be Brownsville St. Joseph against San Antonio Christian in the TAPS 5A D2 state semifinals. That'll be Thursday, March 5th at 10 a.m. It'll be at the Round Rock Multipurpose Complex. We'll be playing on Field 7. For those of you veterans that have been there, that's the field when you walk in on the right-hand side, and that is the grass field.
Yes.
So it's a big deal that we get to when we will be the away team, and so we will be wearing the coveted white jerseys again. So I don't know if you're as superstitious as I am, but I am as superstitious as they come. A funny side story is totally off topic, but given the superstition point, a couple years ago we went to an Astros game, and it was my immediate family and I, and for some weird reason it was myself, my parents, and my sister sat in the row behind us, but maybe about 15 people down. So she was to my far right, enough to where I could see her and be like, hey, whatever. So we're there watching the game, and Astros score a run or two, whatever. We get into the 4th, 5th inning, and I start to notice something, and I'm like, okay. So we get into the 6th inning, and I'm like, oh, man. And then I just I didn't text my sister, my sister didn't text me. After the 6th inning, I just kind of look over at my sister, and she's looking back at me, and she just kind of gives me a head nod, and I'm like, So we were witnessing a no-hitter that night, and no-hitters in baseball don't come too often, and let alone to actually witness a no-hitter. It's just, it's borderline once in a lifetime. So the whole night, we just kind of kept, looking at each other like, oh, we didn't say a word up until the 9th inning. They complete the no-hitter, and we were celebrating, and we're like, what? We couldn't believe we watched the no-hitter, but that's how superstitious I am. I didn't say anything throughout the game. I didn't text her anything. She didn't text me anything. I didn't say a word. I just kept watching the game and just kept seeing the zeros and the zeros and the zeros. I was like, not bad. But anyway.
You didn't want to jinx it.
No, absolutely not. Because if I'd have jinxed it, and I would have just kept blaming I'm a loser. I would have kept blaming myself. But that's just how superstitious I am. But anyway, Field 7. It will be on the grass field. We'll be wearing the whites again. So when you walk in on the right-hand side, it's a beautiful complex. There in Round Rock. So we're excited to be back. The ticket link and the TAPS video stream is also included on the social media post. They do not accept cash, but the parents can go ahead and buy their tickets already with the link that was provided. Again, and no cash will be accepted at the gates. The links are available. Unfortunately for me, my broadcasting stopped on Thursday via the TAPS rules, but the game will be streamed live on the TAPS website. That link is also provided as well. But I'll be up there providing photos, videos, interviews, what we've done the last few years. So it's still a fun trip. Hopefully the weather maps out. I know the weather kind of looked a little iffy this time of year. I'm kind of bummed though. It's gonna be a little warm. The past few years we go, usually it's a little not cold, but
warm.
But yeah, it's 50s, 60s, but hopefully the weather does cooperate. But Coach, this is the week, and today is Monday. You got today, tomorrow to prepare, and Wednesday we'll hit the road. And just congratulations on our first year stepping in and helping get this team back to the state tournament. Like I said, the expectations are through the roof. The goals and everything. The standard is set very high here, and you've done an excellent job on stepping in. And I've always told people the pieces don't move themselves. There's always a coach there to help guide them in all our sports here at St. Joe, and it's been a great year for St. Joe athletics. Football won the district championship, won a playoff game. Cross country, they went to the state meet. Sarah Purtle got all state in cross country. Volleyball made the state playoffs. Let's see, we had boys basketball make the playoffs. Jason Aguilar had 1,000 career points. Girls basketball went undefeated, won the district championship, made it to the Elite Eight. And then now soccer is back in the state tournament. So it's been a great year for Bloodhound Athletics. So, Coach, any final thoughts like that before I let you go?
Hopefully we bring it home. That's it.
Yep. Absolutely. And we sat here, 2 months ago, talking about our first show here, and just talking about the goals and expectations, and we've made it. We made it back to the dance, and that's all it is. You just get back to the state tournament, and there anything can happen.
Yes.
anything can happen.
Nothing matters no more.
Exactly.
Like I said, the records, right?
The records
Record-wise,
don't
like
matter.
the goals.
You throw all that out the window, and let's just enjoy the ride. And I'm happy for the seniors. These guys I've known the last 4 years, and just excited for the freshmen. That get a piece of the pie very early, and it's one thing for them to see it, and now it's another thing for them to actually be a part of it.
Yes.
So I think that means a lot to them. So that's Coach Edward Rojas, Coach Profe. Shout out to Coach Profe as well, who is he's the ultimate motivator, man.
Yes. He is.
I love to hear a good Profe speech. Those always get me fired up, man. But shout out to him. Coach Tino Villarreal, our athletic director, of course, always supporting the soccer program. He'll be up there this weekend or this week in Round Rock. So encouraging all the fans to come out. I know they've done a good job the last few years. We've always gotten a lot of support. We'll see you guys in Round Rock. We're excited. So Thursday, 10 a.m. against San Antonio Christian in the TAPS 5A D2 state semis. And that's Coach Edward Rojas. I'm Kevin. Again. Yes, sir. Congratulations again. The Bloodhounds are going back to Round Rock, and hopefully at this time next week, we'll have a show. It's guaranteed. Hopefully we'll be talking about a state championship.
Hopefully.
We'll see how it goes. We'll see you guys next week, and safe travels to everyone that is traveling up to Round Rock. This has been On the Pitch with Coach Edward Rojas.
I want to be a doctor.
I want to play professional soccer.
I want to play at Carnegie